Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're viewing from. I am Emmanuel Khan, and I especially welcome you to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, or if you are a returning subscriber, you are highly specially welcome. All right, without wasting more time, today I want to talk to you about dollar arbitrage business. What is dollar arbitrage business? To begin with, let's talk about what is arbitrage. Arbitrage in a layman's term is simply buying a product from a low cost point and selling it at a high cost point. So for further clarity, let's say you buy a pair of shoes. You buy a pair of shoes at say 500 $500. Okay, let me use naira. You buy a pair of shoes at 25,000 naira from source A or point A. All right, then you take that shoe, travel to point B, or you take that shoe and waybill it to point B to sell it off at 35,000 naira. Remember, you bought at 25,000. Now you're selling it at point B for 35,000 naira. So what you just did is arbitrage. You just bought a product from a low cost point and you resold it at a higher price at a high cost point. That's simply what arbitrage is all about. All right, so arbitrage has been in existence since the inception of money. What some of our Igbo brothers do when they go to buy stuff from Lagos, maybe Alaba International Market or wherever, they go to buy stuff from Lagos and travel down to Onitsha to resell. Maybe they buy a bill of clothes for say 17,000 naira, and they return to Onitsha and discharge that goods and sell it off. The entire stuff, the entire bill, they sell it off at say 40 something thousand or 30 something thousand or 20 something thousand. Remember, they bought at 17k. That's simply arbitrage. So you can arbitrage using there's arbitrage in the food industry, where you buy goods, perishable items or non-perishable items at a low cost from a low cost point, and you go to resell it at a higher for a higher price at a high cost point. Okay, there's arbitraging in the food industry. There's arbitraging in the, you name it, any kind of industry at all. Okay, not really any kind. There are specific industries where arbitrage is very loud. Okay, like the e-commerce industry, the food industry, the fashion industry, and stuff like that. It's quite very loud in those industries. Then of course the financial market itself. So knowing that, let's now move over to what dollar arbitraging is. Dollar arbitraging, since you now have a full knowledge of what arbitrage is all about, now dollar arbitrage is simply buying dollars at a low cost point and reselling it at a high price at a high cost point, or in a high cost point. That's simply what dollar arbitraging is about. What is crypto arbitraging? Crypto arbitrage simply means you buy cryptocurrency, any coins, maybe Bitcoins, maybe Ethereum, maybe BNB or USDT, whatever. You buy it at a low cost point, then you go find a high cost point and resell it there. Now this can either be automated or it's manual. Same for the dollar arbitrage. It can either be automated or it's manual, whichever one. But this is simply what arbitrage is all. This is the basic of what arbitrage is all about. So someone says, is arbitrage the legal business? You just heard the definition. So what do you think? Do you think it's a legal business? It's a solid legal business. I mean, a solid legal business. Now, for the dollar arbitrage, now imagine you go to buy dollars from a bookie. Okay, you go to the market, black market, and you buy at black market rates. Let's say the bookie man sells to you at 575 or 580 per dollar, 580 naira per dollar. The bookie man sells that to you, and let's say you bought dollar worth of $1,000, dollar worth of 580,000, which is $1,000. So of course, $1 is 580 naira. So you bought $1,000 at 580,000 naira. Now, if you bought that from their bookie man, you can then go look for where a suitable place, a suitable platform, or an individual or a group of persons where you can resell that dollar at, say, 600 or 650 or 670, whatever. If you can find that, what just and you embark on the transaction, you start the transaction and you seal it up. What you just did is dollar arbitrage. You just ended up buying dollar from a low cost point and reselling at a high cost point. That's what you just did. That's what you just did. All right, so it can happen in the black market through their bookie people. It can happen through the bank. Now you can assess that from the bank. You can buy dollars at the bank rate and resell somewhere or to somebody at a higher point, at a higher price. You can get it from their bookies trade up. You can from any source at all. Whatever source it is you know to get it from, you can get it from there. Now this business is crazily profitable. Crazily, when I mean crazy, I mean crazily profitable. If you can find a way around it, if you get a good community to belong to, or you get a good coach or a good mentor, somebody to just guide you, all right, or if you can get it, learn it on your own and get started, man, it's crazily profitable. You can be making nothing less than 300 250k per month, and this is just simply from pressing your phone for about 5 to 10 minutes in the day, and at the end of the month you're having such a good huge return. Now, in Nigeria, how does this arbitrage system work? In Nigeria, arbitrage system works for the dollar arbitrage system. It works using the bank, using different banks and their bank rates. Now, different banks have different dollar rate, what they charge for dollar to naira exchange. They have different rates. Okay. Now, if you have, let's assume you have in Nigeria, let's assume we're working with First Bank. Okay, let's assume we're working with First Bank, and First Bank is an assumption. This is not the fact. Let's assume First Bank's dollar to naira rate is 480, for example, 480 naira per dollar, and you are able to buy that. You buy from them, and you go look for an individual or a third party platform, all right, where you can resell that dollar for a higher price. That's simply how it works in Nigeria. The crypto arbitrage, how does it work? You just look for a platform where you can buy Ethereum, BNB, or any other cryptocurrency at a low cost and go resell it on another exchange at a high price. Of course, each time you're doing this inter-exchange transactions, you're going to be charged transaction fees, even when you're doing it with the naira. Okay, you're going to be charged transaction fees. So in a nutshell, that is what arbitrage is all about. And I mean it when I tell you that you can be making as much as 250, 300k and above at the end of the month. Now, the system in Nigeria, the way it works is, you know that CBN has a $100 spend limit on every account. Okay, no matter the bank you're using, as long as you want to transact in dollars, the CBN gives you access to just $100 at the end of the month. Now, what are you doing? My question is, what are you doing with that dollar spend limit they're giving to you? CBN actually gave you $100 to spend at the end per month on your account. Now, what are you doing with that dollars? What are you doing with it? So your dollars, the dollar spend limit they give to you is wasting. Your ATM card is probably wasting too. If all you do is just to withdraw naira, deposit through the bank or through your app and withdraw with your ATM card on a POS point or bank ATM, and your card is just idling away, just wasting. It's just wasting. So, banks in Nigeria have a $100 limit. Now there are some banks that have special. They have some higher through which you can access some higher spend limits, higher dollar spend limits. Okay, okay, some banks not really. Okay, most banks have a $100 spend limit, although this happens to be reviewed sometimes every month. Now, currently, there are banks that you have access to about $125 spend limit. Some are 115. Then there are banks that you have access to $2,000 spend limit. There are some that you have access to $1,000 spend limit. No, just like that. Okay, some are special accounts. Okay, just like that. But in a nutshell, summarily, bulk of the bank in Nigeria, you have access to $100 spend limit per month. Bulk of the bank in Nigeria. Okay, so whether it's $100 spend limit you have or or whatnot. The idea is you can make use of that privilege that they've given to you. Even though it's low, we know it's low. If you're into e-commerce and you want to buy stores online, that $100 is nothing. It's nothing. It might not even suffice to pay for your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads. Or it's nothing. But then, instead of just wasting it, you can actually monetize it and make some profit out of it. So instead of allowing your card and the dollar spend limit they're giving you monthly to waste, find a way to maximize it and use it. So if you're using $100 spend limit and you want to transact for the month with that $100, some banks you can be making around 4,000 naira, 4 5 thereabouts. 5,000, 35 within a range of 3,005 to 5,000 is what you're going to be making at the end of. Okay, some you make up to, okay, let me call it 3,005 to about 7k, 7,073 thereabout is what you're gonna be making at the end of the month for just from just one bank, and from just one from just one bank. That's what you're gonna be making. So if you have multiple accounts, of course you're gonna be making much more. Excuse me. If you have multiple accounts, you'll be making much more, and of course you have access to more cards, and you'll be making much more. That's how it works. So don't allow your dollar spend limit that the banks are giving you to waste. Don't allow your ATM to waste. There's a better way to use it. You can put it to better use through dollar arbitraging. Okay, through dollar arbitraging. All right. So am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. You can ask in the comment section if there's something I missed out. All right. You can ask me questions in the comment section. I'll leave my contact there too, so you can reach out to me on WhatsApp for further clarity and further questions. All right. So I just wanted to make you understand that this is a legit business, and it's something that you can do with just 5 to 10 minutes of your time. And at the end of the month, you're going home with cool cash. All right. You're going home. And okay. Lastly, before I forget, what is the risk involved? There's actually, okay, financially, there's no risk involved financially. What I mean is this: you don't lose money when you're doing this dollar arbitrage. You can't lose money. The highest that can happen is you might make very small profit, around 35. Okay, I call it small, but to some people it's still cool. All right, that's the worst that can happen, making small profit. But as long as profit is concerned, you will always make profit. I mean, I have a forum, all right, for my community members who are into arbitrage, and since the inception of that forum, 2021, there has been not a single person who had a total loss, and said I lost my money or this happened. Not a single person. Okay, you don't lose in dollar arbitraging. What happens is you can make, the worst case is that you can make small profit. So that's the financial the risk involved financially is zero risk. Is zero risk. Okay. Then what else? Okay, another risk that is involved is government policies. Government can wake up tomorrow and say, okay, instead of $100 spend limit, we are giving you guys $10 spend limit, or $20 or $50. So if that comes up, then it's going to affect your business. Okay, it's going to affect your business. Those are the key risk involved. Yes, those are the key risks involved. Apart from that, there's nothing. No, that you can't lose your money. Just take my word for it. You cannot lose your money. I have been into dollar arbitraging for a while. You cannot lose your money. I have never had a loss. The worst that has happened is I've had small profit, but for a total loss, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. All right. So that is that about dollar arbitrage. I hope this has helped to clarify some things for you. If it hasn't, feel free to drop a comment, and that'll be all for now. Till I come your way again next time, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do well to hit the subscribe button, then click on the notification bell so that you will always be notified when I post new content every week. All right, then do well to please share this video. Many people might need it too. Do well to share the video and like the video as well. I remain your boy, Emmanuel Khan. Till I come your way again next time, keep winning. Cheers.